What is up, YouTube? So today's video, not about the bikes, not about the R8 that is in desperate need of a wash. It's going to be about the Bronco and kind of my final thoughts on it before I get ready to sell it. Alright, so I'm on my way to get some food, but what I figured we'd do is I'd tell you guys first, show you guys kind of what we've done with the Bronco in case some of you are new to the channel or in case some of you forgot. Then I figured I'd tell you guys why I'm selling it, and then we'll talk about things that I like about it, things that I don't like, and kind of go in that order. So I'm gonna go ahead and remind you guys kind of what we've done with the Bronco since I've had it for almost 2 years now and a little over 21,000 miles, almost 22,000 miles. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys after I get food. In today's video, we are going to be installing the Goose Gear Solo Fridge Slide. In the excitement of moving on, I left my tripod at the side of the trail. Oh man, what a dumb move. Oh, there goes something. I don't know what that was. We're just gonna lock the diff on that one. So it didn't work. All right, we are back in the garage. Hope you guys liked seeing what the Bronco was up to. So go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe for that. So why am I selling the Bronco? Pretty simple. I have two, both blue, kind of rock crawler off-roader SUVs. The Bronco and the 392. I don't really need them because they basically accomplish the same goal, or I don't really need to have two of them because they accomplish the same goal. And out of the two, I like the Bronco the least because I like the Bronco, but I love the Wrangler 392. And again, as some of you guys know, I do have some other vehicles coming in, so I kind of just got to make room. As you guys can see, obviously I have more than just two cars, right? I've got this, I've got right over here, I've got motorcycles and dirt bikes and stuff like that. So I've got a decent amount of stuff. And I've kind of done what I wanted to do with the Bronco. The main reason is make room for some of the other vehicles that are coming. And again, out of the two off-road SUVs that I have, it's the one that I like the least. It makes the most sense to get rid of. And because the last time I made a decision to sell something, and I based it solely off of, which is stupid, I based it solely off of which vehicle I thought would do better on YouTube as opposed to the one that I liked better. I ended up selling my Raptor versus the Bronco, and every single day since then I've regretted that because I should have sold the Bronco, should have kept the Raptor. So yeah, dumb decision, but so that's basically why I'm selling the Bronco. Make room for some other cars, and it's kind of redundant to have that and the 392. So about some things that I like about the Bronco. The biggest thing is gonna be the powertrain. Compared to my two-door Wrangler that I had, which I had when I ordered this, the powertrain is just so much better. I haven't driven a four-cylinder, but on paper, it makes way more power than the V6 or the four-cylinder turbo makes in the two-door Wrangler. And then the V6 that I have in my Bronco is fantastic. It's smooth. I've never been driving it and gone, man, I wish I had another X amount of horsepower. It's been awesome the whole time I've had it. Powertrain is just really good, whereas in my two-door Jeep, I'm sure if you guys are familiar with my channel, I've talked about this before, going to Moab and trying to maintain 70 miles an hour, as it's slowly increasing in altitude, it struggles. Whereas in this, you don't notice it at all in the Bronco. So powertrain is one of my favorite things. Again, tows pretty well, for being the size that it is. So that's my favorite thing about it. Next would just be like the size. The two-door has a decent amount of space on the inside. It's got enough space where you can keep all four seats in, take four people with you, and then still have room behind the rear seats to actually put something. Like I can put my Dometic fridge in the back, and we can go out for a day trip with more than just myself and one other person, and we have room for the fridge. Whereas in the two-door Wrangler, with the rear seats up, you can put the fridge in there, but it won't close, at least with my specific fridge. So that's kind of one thing that's nice, is just the extra space the Bronco gives you. And the seats are super comfortable, so that's another bonus. And then obviously the next thing would be like the suspension. Again, as you guys saw at the kind of the beginning of the video, off-road wise, the suspension is pretty solid, and it can handle some high-speed stuff pretty well. So it's kind of a pretty versatile little package with the suspension. Things that I don't like, again, if you're familiar with the channel, you know what I'm gonna say. The thing that drives me nuts the most is how obnoxiously loud it is. Now, I get a lot of comments that are like, oh, mine isn't loud, congratulations. Like, but mine is. Now, I got a very early build. I took delivery of mine in October of 2021. So I got an extremely early build. So maybe that's why. I've only driven one other Bronco, which is the Bronco Raptor, which I'll leave a link to that up here if you guys want to check that out. And that was as quiet as my Jeeps were. That was great. But the Bronco, my two-door Bronco, is so obnoxiously loud, from whether it's tire noise, wind noise, doesn't matter. At 70 miles an hour, it is super hard to have a regular conversation without raising your voice and yelling to the passenger next to you. I mean, it's truly awful. And that's one of the first things that everyone says when they go for a ride in it is, man, this thing's kind of loud, huh? Then next would be the interior fit and finish. Again, mine's an early build, but it's not very good. Some of the materials used at the time when I ordered it, a $55,000 off-roader, it seemed a little chintzy and a little cheap. Again, the Bronco Raptor, which is considerably more expensive, felt a bit better on the inside, felt a bit more solid. I think some of that had to do with also the extra chassis rigidity that thing gets. But yeah, so I mean, those are the main things that I don't really like about it. Again, the interior feels kind of cheap, doesn't feel as well put together as say like the Jeep does, and the wind noise is just awful. But other than that, again, it's been good. I've enjoyed it. It's just I bought the thing with the intention of comparing it to my Jeep to see, how it did. And there are a lot of things that I like about it. But now I've kind of, again, since I don't love it, I love my Wrangler 392 more. Now, if we're talking about a Bronco Raptor, that'd be a different story. Again, I'll leave a link up there because I enjoyed that, and it fixed 99% of the things wrong with a two-door Bronco. I love the Bronco Raptor. But between the two, I just like my 392 more. So the only thing left for me to do really with the Bronco is just to modify it, which, again, if you guys saw the intro video, or have seen my other videos where I've taken it off-road, I don't need to in order for it to go off-road. It does really well. It's handled some trails out in Moab, up in Murris, Adventure Park, Hidden Falls. It's done most of the off-roading that I want to do. So I'd only be spending money on modifications simply for YouTube views, which it doesn't make sense for me with the size of my channel and the amount of views that I get for me to go and spend 10 grand on modifications to make $6 on a video. I mean, that's stupid. So I'm just not gonna do that. So yeah, I just feel like I've kind of done what I wanted to do with it. Now that doesn't mean that I'm, that there's no more Ford vehicles coming in, because I know some of you guys are, some of the people that watch my channel are diehard Ford people. As clearly, I'm just a car enthusiast, so I like what I like. Like I said, there are a couple more vehicles coming in that I'm making room for, and the Bronco's been great. Haven't had any mechanical issues at all with it. It's been fine. It's been in 105-degree heat, off-roading, rock crawling, and then also blasting through the desert. Have had zero mechanical issues with it. It's been great so far. Just done regular maintenance on it. So yeah, if you're thinking of getting one, go ahead. In my opinion, if you're looking at a Bronco, if you're looking at two-door Bronco and two-door Wrangler, I would still lean two-door Bronco, just because I think the powertrains are better, and it's a bit more comfortable. It's a bit more space, so you could potentially make the two-door Bronco work a bit better if you have kids or dogs or whatever than the two-door Wrangler. But when it comes to four-door to four-door, in my opinion, excluding 392 and Bronco Raptor, then I would get a Wrangler, just because I don't really like the four-door Bronco. Kind of lacks in some areas. It doesn't have as much space in the rear, where that's rear seats and the cargo area. No rear air vents, pointing at you to where you can adjust them. And I just think it looks kind of funky, especially if you don't get one with the Sasquatch package. And then again, in the four-door Wrangler, you can get some better powertrains. You can get the 4xe, you can get a diesel, so you can get some better stuff. Now, if we're talking Bronco Raptor, then that one's my favorite out of all of them. Bronco Raptor and 392 is right here. Again, I think the Bronco Raptor is awesome, but I'm just not willing to spend, they've jumped the MSRP up on that thing a lot. and I'm not willing. I don't want to spend. If I'm going to spend $100,000 on a Raptor, it's going to be a Raptor R or something like that. Anyways, guys, that's basically what I'm doing. Basically, why I'm getting rid of the Bronco and kind of my final thoughts on it. Good vehicle, and if they improve some stuff on it, then I think it could be a real good product. It's just I think it needs a little bit more fine tuning, which again maybe they have. I have not driven a very recent build of a two-door Bronco. I've driven mine, and I've driven a Bronco Raptor. And the Bronco Raptor was amazing, but I don't know how much of that was Raptor specific with the extra chassis rigidity, different tires, different suspension, blah, blah, blah. So keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this little update video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.